tell me more about challenges, because it's inevitable. You're going to face challenges. We started to talk about a few of them, from in different ways, different directions, some of the challenges we bring on ourselves. Tell me about, specific challenges, a couple of challenges where you felt like it was something that you had to go through, and, going through it, you're a better person on the other side of it. And you're, pretty much glad that you went through it. So tell me about that challenge, how you got through it, how you overcame it, and, lessons that you learned as a result of it.
Well, one of those, and, I'm ashamed to admit this, but there was a stage where I felt that being a mother, as much as I loved it as if I was a different person when I was in that role of mother. And then I put on a different head altogether to be career woman. And they didn't exist together as the same thing. They lived in parallel lives. There was the mother and there was the woman who wanted to go out and change the world, and never the twain shall meet. I felt like when I was mum and I was owning being mum, that somehow diminished my proposition as a businesswoman, that people would see that as a weakness in some way, that, oh, well, she's a mother, she's probably going to be taking time off for her children, she's probably got so many things going on that she couldn't be trusted with high level responsibility and those sort of things. So, and I guess as well, that old ego was still there like an echo, it never fully goes away, which makes you feel less desirable as a woman, somehow, as if you as a proposition to others will suddenly diminish somehow when you acknowledge that you are a different person, you're a mum, suddenly you're, and I realized it's because I've got a really broken idea of what to be a mother is. And I figured that out very early on when the kids were like 1 and 2, when I was really battling with this idea of what it was to be mum. And a lot of that came from, my background and what I'd experienced growing up, that I had a certain idea of what a mother was. Mothers didn't become businesswomen. And, and if they did, people may talk about them at the school gates, that you might be abandoning your children to spend that time with them, and are they often left alone, or do you put your work first? And that was something that eventually made me so angry that dialogue is going on in our heads, that women take that on board, where, I'm not saying all men, but, men have never had to cope with that agenda of how much time they spend at work, because it's a given that they're going to go to work and they're going to do that. And if they opt into the parenting side of it, which they often do, and, mine is great, and, and it's the modern way anyway for co-parenting, but if they opt in, it's almost like a bonus. It's like, oh, isn't he a great father? He's doing that and he's doing that. Well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, well, for us, that's just a given. You've got to look after your kids. And, if you work around your kids somehow, And I guess it was that the challenge for me was, how do I, first of all, reframe what being I don't like the term mumpreneur or whatever they're calling it these days. I don't really like that term, because you don't hear dadpreneur, do you? You don't hear it. So why is that a thing? I am a businesswoman that happens to have children.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah,
it's true though. There is this stigma that can be attached to women that are business women and they have children. In terms of, do they spend enough time with the children? The poor dad is the one that has to drop the kids off and take care of it. So mom shaming is a reality out there. It just is. So you're thinking, okay, well, how's this making my children feel, when I can't do certain things, or I can't be at certain things, in terms of what I should traditionally be doing as a mom. And then in your own head, especially, how we grew up, in terms of having an idea of like what a mom should be.